So on the first day, my friend picked me up and we went to go get some tacos, probably the best tacos I've ever had in my life. And that's crazy because I've traveled to places in the West Coast and obviously I'm a taco fiend. So when I saw a good place in Maryland, I was like, man, the way we're starting off is is a great way, because nothing makes me happier than having good tacos. So we went to go have that. We went to go have dinner later that night and talk about the plan that we're going to have for the week and how we're going to attack the week and what I was going to do to help him, just be comfortable in front of the camera, because this was his first time doing it. So we wanted to make sure that everything was smooth, and I already had a huge plan already that I documented and we talked about beforehand through notes and through Google Drive and through Word doc that was going to help him understand exactly what he was expecting. So the good thing is that we didn't interfere at all with his week. I let him do whatever he had to do. If he had to rest, he rested. I left him alone, and he really didn't have to make time for me, really. I just shadowed him the whole time. The second day, we get up early and we go have breakfast. We have breakfast, talk about what was on the agenda for that day. They were meeting with a big government client that they acquired through a government bidding contract. So we went to go have the meeting. They said that I look like Bruno Mars, one of them, and it really lightened the tone of the meeting. So I saw how they were able to recap the maintenance that they did for the year, what they're expecting for next year in the snow season. So they went over that, and I was able to get a quick vlog of Alexis, the landscaping owner, and he was talking about how he helped on what the plan is and what they're going to do moving forward, and how they're trying to acquire more of those contracts for the company. Government contracts are big, from what I've noticed, and he took over the company, something that a lot of business owners could benefit off of, that you acquire a business, and something that he told me that you always want to look for ways that the old owner could think about increasing revenue in the business, and that's one of the ways that he was advised, and he took advantage of it. So he closed that client. I think he had a couple more, and he's working on more of that too. So not just only residential properties but commercial properties as well. After that, we went to go look at some of the other properties that his teams were working on, some residential properties, recorded some stuff on there, them working. And then we had some lunch, talked about, exactly, I wanted to get more personal with him as well, because I think the emotion and the personality really connects somebody with the owner of the business, and not only just what they do, not just like bush trimming, mulching, like what's the benefit and what's the excitement that bush trimming, mulching, and landscaping brings to a homeowner. And that's something that a lot of other landscaping companies don't do. So we needed to take advantage of that, because there's people just like my neighbor next door, they love doing their lawn, and it makes them feel good about it. I always see him working on his lawn, so he has to love it. And that's the emotion that I was suggesting that we make their customers feel. Like, how can we make them feel like, what, if you don't like doing your lawn, but you like seeing it clean, this is what we can provide for you. We provide you a stress-free and happy environment. It was a lot of stuff like that we planned to demonstrate, to show through the videos. And with doing the market research, there's really none of them doing that. It's always a good thing when both the marketer, me, the advertiser, me, and the business owner agree on what the vision is going forward and how to help the company really increase those leads and revenues. That second day was so crazy that the third day, was really more about just capturing more behind the scenes footage and more car vlogs. So I would ask him about his experience buying the business, his experience before buying the business and what he did, and really some advice that he has for anybody going and trying to buy a business like this, and what the real life experience is like. Because one of the bad things about social media is that you get all this glamour, and that everybody thinks it's going well, that it's easy, it's a quick get rich quick scheme. But this type of stuff here it takes a lot of time and work. Just to acquire the business, it took him like 6 months, and a lot of tears, a lot of sleepless nights, he said, and just a lot of learning, because he didn't know much about the landscaping business until he got the business, and he's been learning throughout the past year. So him breaking that down and explaining that really made me realize that there's a lot of people capping on social media, even though I knew that already because I've worked with so many people like that, like these individuals, right, that claim that they're making a lot of money, but they're really not. A lot of these older businesses, that old money, that like home service based business money, they're the ones who make the serious money, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. So it was good getting that message from him, to have him explain his perspective on that, because again, that's something that other business owners are not willing to do. And sometimes when you want to stand out, when you want to raise eyebrows, when you want to shock people, you need to say some bold things. You have to be comfortable with saying uncomfortable things, and I needed to make sure I got that out of him, and it went well. He was very open with me about how him and his family were dealing with it, about his personal struggles with it, and how scared he was. So it was a lot of that. I would say the second and third day, just grabbing that while we're in the car. We got the best drone footage on the third day. It was beautiful outside. It wasn't too cold, and we were able to get that done in a timely manner before the sun went down. Fourth day was more behind the scenes filming, and I think ad planning as well. The ad planning was crucial, because that's the most important piece. That's the money maker right there. Now, a lot of the organic content that we're filming, it's all about relationship building, and it's just building a foundation with his social media page, and with his current customers, and with his employees. But the ad management is where it's going to bring in more new leads and more money. So we wanted to make sure we documented exactly what we were talking about, and when we put it on paper, we have it on video, and we're just getting the ball rolling with it. Because when you have a business like this, that you're in it basically every day, and you can't stop thinking about it, especially being a new owner, you're excited about ways to grow. You're excited about what things that you can do that's not the other competition isn't doing, that you can take advantage of. So it was a good planning strategy session for sure, and we were able to knock out many ideas. And then we went out that Thursday night actually to Topgolf because we had some more other friends in town and wanted to unwind. So when it comes to like a work trip like this, I definitely always like to find time to unwind with the person that I'm working with. Maybe not every single night or not every single day, but at least once, because I think getting to know them more as a person and getting to know more about what their true intentions are just in life, not only with the business, is going to help me as the creator strategize creative ideas that's only going to help his business. And it's always good to just lighten the mood. And sometimes that work trips can be pretty intense, that you want to make sure you get everything done and that you want to have enough time. Well, first of all, I'm glad that we had more than enough time, because after the fourth day, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, damn, like after the third day, I think I was like, I feel like I could go home right now. I feel like I could go home. It was we got a lot of stuff done within the hours and time frame that we had. So that fifth day was my last day. I was leaving that night, and it started snowing. We didn't expect that. It dropped to like 15 degrees. I was freezing my ass off. I'm a Floridian. I'm born and raised in Miami, so this is like my second or third time really being in snow. And I was like, damn, it's cold, snowing. Like, it was snowing bad. But I was like, you know what? I think this would be good content just to have, because when am I going to see this again? I think, now that the snow season is coming up there, it's only going to help them more to have snow content. So that day was just filming basically in the snow. And what I learned from them was that if it's snowing too hard or raining too hard, they can't really work because the leaves are too heavy to clean up. And they needed to put things away in the shed. They needed to move some trailers, and I was helping them with that while getting some footage of them actually doing that. It was a good thing to see, because sometimes, when it comes to Mother Nature, you just can't do anything about it. You have to pivot. They were able to get their employees back in. Some stayed and some went home. That day in itself, that Friday, it snowed. It made up for like a good month and a half worth of content, except for like us getting maybe like snow removal. But it showed that they're out there in the snow still doing something. And when it's time to actually run an ad or run organic content, we already have snow falling. There's a lot of things that with just simple content, just recording for like a few minutes, there's so many things that you can do with that. Those 2 to 3 minutes can be like 10 to 15 pieces of content easily. And then, when you get back home, organize the footage, upload it to Google Drive, to your hard drive, make sure you don't lose the footage, make sure it's not corrupt. It was a great time. I learned a lot business-wise, managing a business, like having those relationships and systems in place really are the cream of the crop, most important thing to keeping a business healthy. So having seen that, really, I needed to make this video because there's a lot of people around me, and I know that there's other people out there too that have dreams and aspirations of starting a business or owning a business, and they don't know where to start and how to really go about it, because times do get hard. Not every single day is going to be a great day. Seeing some obstacles that they went through, documenting some of that, and communication, how to communicate those issues, it was eye-opening for sure. And I think that they handled it very well, at least from the week that I was there. Overall, it just gave me a better understanding too, that not everything's gonna get done in one day, because at the end of the day, the owner has a family, so he's gonna go home to his family probably at a certain time, still gonna go home and make sure that the relationship is strong there. He's able to delegate things, which is super, super important. Delegating is one of the most important things that you can do to keep your sanity and just to keep efficiency going. I think not only if you want to own a landscaping company, you don't need to own a landscaping company to really get a lot of value from this video, but I do think that anybody who's out there in the entrepreneurship route or is planning to start a business or to own a business, like, there's so many things that you could learn from, and what we were able to film, to document, and really just teach everybody who watches the videos on like what it takes to be a better business person day in and day out. Save this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave any comments for any questions you have. All right, peace.